Uh, Hello, my people. I am Aquatic scientist Davido. I am an aquaculture consultant. I do aquaculture services such as pond construction, also pond management, whereby I do help fish farmers to fertilize their ponds, also to lime them, also to control liming help to control the pH of water. You can find water is more acidic, so it can help to neutralize it. So in terms of fertilization, fertilization help the pond to be fertilized so that the fish can feed on natural food that are microscopic, grown on water. So also I do help them to control fish diseases. Also I do help them in fish breeding, to help fish breed naturally, and at some point we can breed them artificially. So also I do hatchery installation, whereby I help fish farmers to set up hatcheries in a good condition so that they can incubate fish eggs there, so that they can hatch well in a controlled condition. So please subscribe to this channel. You will be sent updates whenever we train fish farmers. You will gain from that. Otherwise, please subscribe, comment. Don't feel offended. Just comment anything. We shall work on that and give you feedback. Otherwise, let me see something here. Thank you. I can see some people have joined us. Kindly please stay connected, subscribe there before we proceed. For those who are joining me at the moment, I am aquatic scientist Davido, an aquaculture consultant. Okay. Okay, let me confirm something here. My question, are you interested in fish farming? You can just send us your comment if yes or not. There is something I'm creating here. So if you are interested in fish farming, you can send us a message. Also, if you are a fish farmer and you have a question to ask, you can just send us your question, and we shall immediately respond to your question. So for those who are requesting to know where we are located, I am located at Busia, and also we have branches at Kisumu. We have branches at Siaya, Homa Bay, and Migori. So we cover Western region together with the Nyanza region. So also we are aiming to have some branches at Nakuru, around Naivasha, also Eldoret, if possible. Also we may have them at Mombasa, but we are currently focused at Lake Victoria region, which covers Busia. Also, it covers Kisumu, also Siaya, Migori, and Homa Bay. So for those who are joining us, please subscribe at this YouTube channel as we proceed. I can see someone has sent a humble request. So Jacob Ombima, I can see your request, Jacob Ombima. Jacob Ombima from Bungoma is requesting if we can have a branch in Bungoma. Jacob Ombima, don't worry, we are trying our best, but you can reach us Busia. I believe Busia is also western, so but we shall reach Bungoma soon. Just pray for us. I think everything will be all right. So I think Ombima, I have answered your question. So please don't worry, but you can reach me via a WhatsApp number. You can just send a message there so that I can help you on anything that you need to get help. My WhatsApp number is 011 560 72 30. So kindly please continue sending your requests. Let me confirm something here. Mhm. Don't worry, stay connected and be calm. I am working on something here. I will respond to some of the questions soon. Okay, I am now back. You can kindly support us by subscribing there before we proceed. Okay, thank you for subscribing. For those joining recently, I am Aquatic scientist Davido, an aquaculture consultant. So if you have any question to do with aquaculture, please feel free to ask. I will really respond to your question. I have something to share with you. Before I share with you, please kindly a humble request. So please subscribe. I have something to share with you concerning this. So I have something to share with you. Thing have really caused fish farmers in one way or another one. Uh, we have something called and you weigh your fish, you give a total average, and also we have some calculation where you calculate on how you can feed them. So you should make sure that immediately you stock your fish. So you should weigh them before stocking them. Then you can be feeding them. Then to when it comes to the day you harvest them, also weigh them. So there is a type of mathematical data is done there, so whereby you will notice whether you've wasted your feeds feeding them. So FCR will really help you, and you will know the total kgs to feed your fish from the period you've stocked them to the period of harvest. Okay, so you should be sensitive to FC feeding ratio. Also, you cannot feed your fish and you don't know their level of growth. So we have different growth stages. We have fingerlings, we have juvenile, then we have brooders. So juveniles are past fingerlings. So fingerlings we have a fish that has hatched from eggs to fries. So from fries we go to fingerlings, and fingerlings can weigh something like 10 kgs, whereby juvenile can weigh 15 grams. I mean 15 grams, no, 15 grams. Also, juvenile can weigh 15 grams to 20 grams, and fries, I mean fingerlings can weigh 10 grams, not 10 kilograms. So you should be sensitive to the stage of growth. So the stage. Okay, those who are joining us, please kindly subscribe, comment, just send us your comments so that we can know if you've understood anything from the starting point of this session up to where we are at the moment. So please subscribe as we proceed. You can send us your request. For I think I've taught you something on FCR, also feeding ratio. Also, we have something that is called feeding mode. So maybe you can be a fish farmer, and you are wasting your feeds. You don't know the type of feeds you should buy for your fish. We have fish that feeds on floating feeds, and we have fish species that feeds on sinking feeds. Like catfish feeds mostly on sinking feeds. So if you are a farmer and you are farming catfish, which is Clarias garapinas, so you should focus on sinking feeds. If you culture tilapia, which is Oreochromis niloticus in a scientific way, you should focus on floating feeds. Stages of growth, we have different pellets, floating pellets with different So you should also focus on that. For those who are joining us, please subscribe and send us your requests so that we can know the area that we can help you. So I think I am clear on FCR. I am also clear on feeding ratio and also feeding mode. So just feel free to send your requests. Otherwise, for those joining us, please subscribe, share, and comment. So I can see someone asking about fish breeding. So let me teach you something about fish breeding. So before you breed your fish, there is some aspects to consider. So we before breeding your fish, you weigh them. So a good brooder that can breed well weighs around 150 grams. So first you need to do fish sexing, whereby you look on the sex of the fish. So in order to determine whether it's a male fish or a female fish, after that you weigh them. A good female for breeding should weigh around 150 grams to 1 kilogram. So after weighing them, you should transport them to breeding tank. So before I proceed on that, we have various for those who are joining us, please subscribe and send us your comments. We can see on how we can help you. So I was talking about fish breeding, whereby I said you need to consider their grams. You should first weigh them. Good brooders weighs from 150 grams to 1 kg. So after weighing them, you take them to a breeding tank. And also you should consider the breeding ratio. We have a breeding ratio. So let me teach you something about breeding ratio. Just stay connected. So I think you can get me well. You can get me loud and clearly. So we have a breeding ratio whereby you take one male for 3 females. I don't know if you understand me, whereby you take one male, you use 3 females. So under breeding or propagation, so we have several techniques that we do use on fish breeding. So we have natural propagation. Natural propagation is where you leave them, you leave brooders to brood naturally. We have semi natural artificial or a semi-natural propagation, whereby you inject female fish, then you place it in tank, and you place there a male. So we have artificial propagation. This is where you use chemicals to inject both male and female fish. Then you place them to a breeding tank. So you can also sacrifice a male fish in the case of catfish in order to make the breeding successful. So after breeding, you transport the eggs in incubators so that they can hatch in a conducive environment. So the incubators helps to control diseases transmission compared to the natural way of breeding fish. So for those who are joining us at the moment, please do us a favor, subscribe, like, comment, and if possible, you can share. So I think I've helped someone. I've talked about feeding ratio. I've talked about FCR. I've also talked about fish pond construction, the factors that you need to consider before constructing your fish pond. So maybe let me just repeat for the sake that of those who have joined us recently. So before you construct a fish pond, you should consider the slope of your land. We have some lands that have bad slopes that cannot allow earthen pond. For the case of those who their land slope is not in a good condition, you can I can advise you to just do raised pond. And those raised pond, you can use wood in constructing them. You can use wood also linear. You can also use concrete. You can just cement it. So I think I'm done with that. So also you should consider the type of the soil. We have soil that can hold water for long, and soil that cannot hold water for long. So you should consider also soil. You should consider the source of water. Remember, fish cannot do where water is not adequate. So you should consider water. Also, you should consider the pH of the water, because you know fish are sensitive to pH. So another thing you should consider is a geographical region. We have fish that cannot do well in various geographical region, like Western Nyanza, tilapia, which is Oreochromis niloticus, can do well. Also, catfish can do well in Nyanza Western region. Catfish, which is Clarias garapinus, can do well in Western Nyanza province. We have rainbow trout. Rainbow trout can do well in cold areas, like in Kenya. It can do well in Nyeri, also in Sagana. So you should consider that. So for those who are joining us, please subscribe before we proceed. So my name is Aquatic Scientist Davido, an aquaculture consultant. So anyone wishing to start fish farming, kindly please reach me via a WhatsApp number 01156072330. Otherwise, thank you. Be blessed. May God bless you. Thank you. See you when you see me.